standing between you and the threat in our skies, until the all-clear sounds. As the storms roll by, Red Rock weather.
All right. Check, check, check. Y'all can hear me? It is. Let me do this real quick. Back it up. Oh, real hot. July 21st. Time is 7:36 p.m. Just had a round of high wind and a little bit of a heavy downpour coming through our area. I wanted to hop on and ease some fears, give you all an explanation, and take a look at what's up for our area. It is good to see everyone. Multi-stream up. All right. Books, check it out. All right, let's take a look at the current radar. What we've seen recently is that this whole line of storms that we have currently seen moving through our area took an approach that started up here in the Nashville, Lebanon, Carthage area, and then started to come down in a south-southeast direction. Just like the SPC, look, y'all, I'm not gonna air out my grievances on a live stream, but I do have to say this. Stick to your convictions. This is one thing in life that I've recently learned in doing this, right? Stick to your convictions. Every model that I looked at for the past 4 days in preparation for this day. And granted, this didn't get as severe as what it could have gotten. In fact, there's more coming. You can actually see up in the Dixon area over. Yeah, there's some pretty strong storms happening. A lot of lightning, and I bet if we look at the echo tops, they're going to be pretty high. Yeah, up in the mid 60s, upper 70s. Kilometers. So every single forecast for today had these storms coming right for us, and the time frame is perfect. 7 o'clock. These are going to kind of edge their way out of our area around 10 o'clock tonight. Now, we've kind of seen the brunt of it, but our atmosphere is definitely conducive to instability and producing the kind of storms that can cause at least straight line wind damage. They're not really the helicity in the updraft isn't enough to cause tornadoes. In fact, starting about 8 o'clock, 8:30, our cape starts to diminish. So even the instability starts to go. But for a brief moment, in between 6:30 and 7:30, which it is or was 10 minutes ago, we had cape up in the lower 3,000s. A strong tornado can pop out of instability in the low 2,000s sometimes even in the mid 1000s, which is just instability in the atmosphere. We were in the low 3000s. And for as much prep work as I put into today, to wake up this morning and see that the SPC took us out of any possibilities, and then to watch this happen, which wasn't even supposed to happen today, according to them, was justification. And it felt pretty good because I didn't waver. You stick to your convictions. The problem is we have a bunch of people in power in the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center who don't want to be wrong. And it's become politically incorrect to be wrong on your predictions. Yes, I'm ranting, but I'm pretty frustrated and heated about this. We've become a culture that is scared to be wrong. Stick to your convictions. Know that storms are going to pass through an area and stick to it. If they don't, say the weather changes, and it does. But I know from what I've seen for the past 3.5, 4 days of studying today, looking at every single model from the European models to the global models, the EPS models, the NAM models, the HRRRs. I looked at all of them, matched them up. I even looked at skew charts, which if you've ever looked at a skew chart, they're mind-numbing. But I looked at today. I didn't waver. And right now, Shelbyville, I'm gonna jump off of this diatribe, and we're gonna just start talking about the weather because I could go on forever, and the frustration is just boiling with people in charge. Because in all honesty, I had to rush and set my stuff up because I bought into their hype. Never again. Never again. I promise you that. All right. Flip that. Flip that and send it to them. Stick to your convictions. Shelbyville, checking up on you. You have a fairly strong storm in your vicinity at the moment. Bedford, you are taking a brunt of it. Winds aren't that strong, but you're definitely seeing a large downpour at the moment. We're looking at some of the higher reflectivities that we've seen through our area today, heading into Richmond and Branchville. One more thing. Sorry. Severe weather isn't just about tornadoes. Not about lightning. Not about straight line wind damage. It's not about... It's a number of things that can damage, right? One of those is flooding, as we have definitely seen through Texas and North Carolina and Virginia, Florida and Louisiana in the past month. Hundreds of lives lost. And you're talking about 1.5 inches of rain. It's not that much. If you look at rising creeks, definitely in our area, you have the possibility of flooding if one of these storms actually produces enough rain. It's not just high wind. It's flooding. That's severe weather. Okay. I'll take a sip of Starbucks and be done. So we do see some areas of pretty high reflectivity, pretty heavy downfall near the Whitaker and Richmond area. Heading into Pleasant Grove, you can actually take a look at Shelbyville at the moment, right up top. Actually, let's take a bigger look. You can see that area of rain just past the actual city of Shelbyville out in the distance. You can actually see that rain coming down. Beautiful night. But we also have some pretty strong storms down here in Kissling Crossing, Liberty, in Deckard, Cowan, heading into Rockledge and Sherwood. And Lynchburg, you're getting a storm at the moment. Oklahoma's just seeing some rain. Let's take a look at kind of a broader view of things here. We do see more storms heading into our area. In fact, we see some of these moving in from Clarksville. We do still have some instability. We have very high dew points up in the upper 70s, which is just insane. Our humidities, I believe it's up in the 80s. I can take it real quick. Let's take a look. So 735. You can actually see the altimeters, the pressure drop heading into our area before the storm hit. Recent readings. Our humidity is at 90% at the moment. Dew points at 72. Looking at mostly cloudy at this time. And we'll take a look at the alerts real quick. There's no real alerts. There is the heat advisory that's been on. We do have a flood advisory for Anderson, Blunt, Knox, and Sevier, Tennessee. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good. Yeah. We're seeing more storms form up into our northwest and heading down into our way. If we can pull up chat real quick, we can talk to you. All right. Hi. Where can we sit this bad boy? We can keep an eye on you. That's fine. Just put it anywhere, Dave. Just put it down. Put it down. I'll touch on it. Put it down. There we go. All right. Give me one quick second. I know this has been scattered. One quick second. I got to take our food out of the oven. All right. I'm still setting up. Put the food out. I know this is a weird thing to do, but I'm still talking to you. I'm still here with you. Grabbing one more piece of thing. So let's set this up. All right. I do. A little chicken cordon bleu action going on with some roasted new potatoes. Yummo. All right. Hi. I'm back. So, if you're in, this is your first time joining us, hi, welcome. Actually, let's do this. Oh, whoa. All right. Hi. Turned off the big light to have a little bit better view of the storm as it came in. Quite windy, y'all. Anyways, if it's your first time joining us, welcome. Thank you. Do me a favor and follow the channel. Hit the notification icon that way. My job is justified, which means when we go live, you know that severe weather is happening, and we can keep you safe during it. That notification icon helps me know that what I'm doing is worth something to you. Share it around. Share it on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. Been a lot more active on both, and will continue to be so. For little blurbs and updates, Facebook and Twitter is key. Also streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Once we hit 100 followers on Facebook, we'll be on all three platforms live streaming. So share it around. Anyways, so I'll give you a brief 1,000-foot view of what has happened today. The SPC and which is Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service, bless their hearts. If you want to see my thoughts on them at the moment, you can rewind this to the beginning of the video. I would say I don't hold back much. What was forecasted this morning was contrary to what was forecasted last night. We're supposed to have these lines of storms that came just like this. What was predicted this morning was that the line of storms would do this. It did not happen. And we still do have some storms coming in, like I said, from Clarksville, Dixon, the Nashville area, heading into our area. All right, so take a look. See where I'm at currently. All right. So we have had a bit of storms move through. They were weaker than expected. Definitely something that that was not predicted today because, again, and I'll just recap for those just joining me. PC culture, this era of being afraid to be wrong, I should say, is the crux of National Weather Service and Storm Prediction Center and everybody in high power and weather industry. Our job is to inform accurately with truth and not with scare tactics. Granted, the cap in our atmosphere, which is if you kind of envision putting a lid on something that's boiling on the stove, right? That condensation can't rise anymore because it hits that cap. That's what we had in our atmosphere, and it did its job. It didn't break as much as I thought it would, but it definitely did some, and we saw some pretty strong winds. I believe the strongest wind was clocked. Let me see real quick. During the storm, we had some winds clocking up in the mid 30s to 40 miles an hour, which won't do a ton of damage, but it can definitely do damage. I still don't think we're done for the night. We might see a stray shower or storm. Thank you for joining. Thank you. But while we're here, as these storms move to our southeast and they're heading into Lafayette, Georgia, and Dalton, Georgia, man, that's a huge signature right there heading into Dalton. A lot of storms. As we see these slowly making their way southeast, we see that Pleasant Grove area, you're about to see a lot of heavy rain. Lynchburg, you've got this cell popping up, and New Herman heading your way. Just south of Winchester and Cowan near South City and Three Forks, you have some pretty heavy downfall heading your way as well. And just south of Sherwood, we got a storm as well. Now, I'll say this first of all. Since I live in Tullahoma, I have, and I know that this is a fault of mine, I apologize for that, kind of honed in on the Tullahoma area. From now on, we're going to do a better job of actually doing the area that we talked about covering, which is these 5-county area right here. That area. And we're going to do a much better job of doing that, going live when anywhere in that area has the threat of severe weather. Let people know we're going to do a much better job of keeping up with that. Again, the one thing you can do to stay alert and find out about severe weather is follow me on X and Facebook. Those are the best places to keep kind of a daily run of severe weather if we have any. Also released Monday morning outlooks every Monday morning. We're doing weekend weather outlooks as well on Friday mornings. And so we can actually take a look at this real quick. While we have a second, however brief it may be. This was released, let's see, when was this updated at 2 p.m. or 20 Zulu or UTC of today. Or actually updated yesterday at 4 p.m. These images weren't updated on the SPC website until about 3 p.m. today. They released, let's see when the tweet was actually. Yeah, the updated outlook was sent out at 5 o'clock p.m. Once they knew for sure that we get some storms. I'm done, I promise. Look here. All right. I'm missing something. We're not updating with Pivotal, huh? So our day 2 outlook has much of the South Carolina, North Carolina area in the marginal risk of severe weather. We also have areas like Minnesota, Michigan. Actually, Minnesota, pretty much the whole state tomorrow is looking like a slight risk, which is a 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather. Day 3, we're still under thunderstorms, which is a 0 out of 5. They don't even really classify that. This is the day 3 right here that you're looking at. So just below us, now this is wrong. Holy moly. This was issued at 2:30 p.m. today. And this was updated I'm sorry, I got that backwards. Updated at 1:30, and this one that we're looking at here was updated at 2:30 in the morning. So these are wrong. This actually has now moved up into the. It's kind of taken on. If I can draw this right. This area up into Tennessee for thunderstorms tomorrow. So we are included in a little bit of thunderstorms. I'm sorry, for Thursday. So we'll take a look real quick at our composite reflectivity. The hour is incomplete, so we'll take a look at the 18Z. Here's what 8 o'clock is showing us right here. This is what the radar could show at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock, we do have some more storms moving on our way, and then right at 10 o'clock, we're kind of seeing, well, could be even till 11 o'clock. Well, hey, there's a little there's a little guy hanging around. Right at midnight, we'll see if that becomes a true thing. But we'll take a look even on into tomorrow. There's 2 a.m. And then tomorrow, we do have around 2 p.m., 3 p.m. on into, I want to say 7 p.m. So, you know, early evening into evening hours, we have some chances of seeing some thunderstorms or at least some heavy rain in our area. And this caps off right at 1 p.m. So that 0Z will actually show us until 7 p.m. tomorrow, and that's updating at the moment. So tomorrow, from about midday until mid-evening hours, about 7 o'clock, we could see some showers and possibly a storm or two head into our area. So Here in the chat, drop me a line, tell me where you're from. We'll take a look at what your current situation is. Beautiful sky in Tullahoma at the moment. That again is looking towards the southwest. Should be picking up the Lynchburg storms. Actually, what I think is happening at the moment, it's picking up this gap right here. This gap coming down. If you can see that arrow coming down, picking up that gap, because we do see the storm in Lynchburg kind of in the middle of the screen at the moment. Another thing that we'll start implementing with these live streams is live looks at what you all send in. So I want to start incorporating that, right? If you can safely, that's the key word, safely take pictures of storms as they roll in. You can safely take pictures of hail once the hail has stopped, so you don't get injured, and kind of compare it to a coin or whatever you have that's the size of the hail, and send it to my X, which is Red Rock WX on X. We'll be able to put this up on the live stream, let everybody know, give you some credit for those images, and be grateful to see what kind of floating around our area. You know, looking at radar is one thing, looking at these images are one thing, but actually seeing firsthand accounts and pictures and videos of this stuff as they happen is another thing. So we'll start incorporating that much more. Take a look at that. Here's a shot from Wilson looking into town. We do have some lingering clouds that could pop up and you know, bring at least a little bit. Oh my gosh, how gorgeous is that sky? Good googly moogly. What a gorgeous sunset over Shelbyville, Tennessee. Y'all, my actual job as a worship leader at Faith Bible Fellowship here in Tullahoma. I just want to say, looking at that sky, if you don't believe in the existence of God, what are you? Don't believe a bang in the atmosphere in our space can create a sunset like that. Sorry, I'm going to get off that horse. But here's my thoughts. Here's a look at Columbia, Tennessee, and they had a pretty rowdy storm a little bit earlier. That. And in fact, let's put up the Shelbyville cam there. All right, so getting back to some nowcasting, some live weather action going on. Down here in Sherwood, there's a storm coming your way, heading into Lakeview and Anderson. Also have in the Lynchburg area, that cell right there keeps magnifying in height. going to be implementing a brand new cam tomorrow. That is going to be Wilson Avenue with a clear shot of the western to southwestern skies, where most of our weather comes in from, just because of the rotation of the Earth and set. We're going to have a new camera up tomorrow. It's going to help us quite a bit. We own that camera. We can keep it up. Once again, for joining me in live chat, let me know where you're from. We'll take a look at you right now, see what's headed your way, see what has been. I just wanted to briefly get on here and give a quick explanation of why there were storms, what the outlook kind of looks like for tomorrow is. Again, starting around 1 p.m., heading into evening hours, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., there's a chance of seeing some showers and possibly a thunderstorm or two in our area. So we'll stay alert. Another thing I do want to mention is sometimes, and I'm going to be more diligent about this, with these storms that pop through, excuse me, might not go live on those. And you'll just have to trust. I hope that you do, but trust that a severe threat is not imminent. There are going to be thunderstorms. There's going to be elevated winds, 30, 40 miles an hour. If that's the case, probably send out a tweet and a Facebook post to let you know. But as far as live streaming, we'll start live streaming when there's severe threats. Definitely heading into the fall tornado season, into the spring tornado season. We'll probably pick a time frame that the SPC releases for those threats to occur in our area. Start getting out ahead of these things. These are pop-up storms that could cause some wind damage and possibly some flooding and some hail. If that happens, that's the nature of nowcasting, right? You set up, try and get out ahead of it. Sometimes you catch it at the tail, like today. Got our alerts. We have no active alerts for the state of Tennessee. Some pretty elevated winds right there for that Lynchburg storm, nearing 30 mile an hour straight line winds with that. And we do have what's looking like straight line winds of about 24, 25 miles an hour with the storm that's heading through the Hawthorne area at the moment, crossing Route 231. See how high that top is right there. Yeah, so decent height on that storm right there. You're looking at that storm that went through Sherwood about 5 minutes ago. Now going through Kimball and Jasper, nearing a height of about 50,000. Other than that, we do have this storm here up near Dixon heading into Centerville, probably passing through Columbia. If that can hold together, it can make its way through maybe the Shelbyville area, definitely this Delville area within the next hour or so. Storms are moving pretty fast too. That's another part of summer storms. In spring and in fall tornado season, a lot of times we'll see these storms kind of take a slower approach because gathering instability. These are jetting. I mean, these are probably heading at 45 miles an hour through our area. So whatever we have for the rest of the evening, know that it won't last long. Just like the storm that hit our area earlier, and like the one that's hitting Lynchburg right now, you're probably going to see about 5-10 minutes worth of heavy winds and downfall. And about to cross Lynchburg Highway right at Motlow, 5 Points Road. We have a little bit of a downpour heading that way. Nothing too severe with that, just some heavy rain. Once again in Lakeview and Sherwood and Anderson. Pretty heavy downfall right there. I was looking at actually, you can see that storm. If you look in the camera above me, the one right above, you can actually see that storm as it moves into Columbia. Somebody's done a great job of positioning that thing. You can see lightning off in the distance. Good Lord, y'all. Shelbyville image right there. A beautiful shot. Our area. That right there. I'll do that one. Do global European model. Oh, that ain't gonna work either. Huh. So we can take a real quick look at this. Our surface pressure map. We can take a look at what's happening up in the up in our northwest. There's a low trough heading its way towards the center of the U.S. and it's pushing our way. This is a view of Friday. It's Friday at 1 a.m. and still continuing our way through 1 p.m. But from there, we see kind of this high pressure system, and these things are battling each other right here, kind of that area of frontage. But as that first trough made its way this way, it's pushing against this high pressure system, which kind of sits in our area and off to our southeast. So kind of gives us a little bit of break from rain here near the end of the week, or at least I hope it does. If these things start to converge on each other, we could see some more rain in our forecast near Friday and Saturday. because we do see a high pressure ridge kind of joining up with that low pressure trough coming our way. This is pretty much too far in advance to formulate any kind of accuracy. That's what we're going to kind of look at for the rest of this week. I'm not sure we're going to get too much more severe stuff for the rest of the week. We're still going to see some pretty high temperatures until Wednesday. You know, we're heat advisory until then. So, that's what that's looking like. How much longer I'm going to be on here this evening, but kind of having fun looking at that storm coming into Columbia for sure. That can make its way down into our area. If that dissipates, we'll call it an evening. Other than that, we do have a few cells. Storm that went through Bridgeport, making its way into Shiloh, Mississippi. And that storm that's crossing that Lynchburg, no. That's crossing Lincoln right now. Up near Cumberland Springs, passing Cobb Hollow Road, heading into Turkey Creek, and then into Center Grove and Pleasant Grove. Kind of grab some strength in the atmosphere. Now you're looking at winds. Still looking at winds around 30 miles an hour, well, mid 20s to 30. It's heading into Ridgeville at the moment. Brownington area, Beach Hill. Got to see a large downpour, lightning strikes. Wouldn't be surprised if this Cumberland Springs storm, as it heads into Center Grove, picks up some strength and starts dropping some lightning as well. As far as Shelbyville, you do have a couple cells up to your north that are moving in. The one that just passed you kind of diminished in strength, so heading into Mount Herman, New Herman area, that one's kind of dropped. So have a new cell popping up here as well. Yeah. You might see these two occlude here and join up as it heads into Dripping Springs, Winchester area. That happened. Looks like these two cells are actually wanting to join up as well. On your Turkey Creek, and the one in Ridgeville. Hi, if you're just joining me, welcome in. Do me a favor, give the channel a follow, hit that notification icon. That way, when we go live for severe weather, be notified, keep safe. All right. Looking good, y'all. Again, for the rest of the evening, we'll keep watching this this cell as it moves into Columbia area. And there's a chance that some of these can actually pop up. I don't think too much severe is coming. And one more time, tomorrow in the mid-afternoon, somewhere around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, heading into the evening time frame, 6, 7 p.m., we could see some showers and some storms tomorrow. As far as the rest of the week, we're still looking at hot weather. Heat advisory ends on Wednesday. As far as rain and storms go, we'll see what the weekend looks like the closer we get to it. I think forecast calls for a little bit of weather storms to make their way our way. Over the weekend. In fact, go ahead and talk about it. Tomorrow, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly between 11 and 4. I'm going to go ahead and trust my gut on this like I should have today. And say that's going to edge a little bit later than that. I believe between 1 and 6, I'm going to move that about 2 hours. Heat index tomorrow is at 105. Tuesday night, 30% chance of showers before 7 p.m. Low of 72. Wednesday, we have 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1. Otherwise, it's going to be sunny with a high of 92. Heat index as high as 102. Wednesday night, we're certainly going to see mostly clear with 72 degrees. Thursday is just a small chance. Of course, most days in the summer, you're going to see the National Weather Service give you at least a 20% chance, but a 20% chance of storms. But otherwise, it's going to be sunny with a high near 92, not 72. That'd be amazing. Thursday night, clear, low around 71. Friday, actually, they have put us a little bit elevated percent chance of showers on Friday, 40% chance after 1 p.m. High near 89, finally cooling off. Friday night, low around 71. Saturday, we have a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 1 p.m., high near 89. And this Sunday, we do have a 60% chance showers and thunderstorms likely, high near 90. So we will see some rain near the end of this week. I don't think we're going to see much until this weekend. But that is their detailed 7-day forecast for our area. Again, really with anything released by this, even when I release stuff, know that weather can change day to day. take the first 3 days that's released on some of these extended forecasts and say, okay, they have a pretty good clue. Anything past 3 days, there's a chance of anything changing. Last night couldn't have changed, but or we've already gotten it. Let's look at what we're looking at there. Kansas is seeing some pretty pretty good storms at the moment. Central Kansas. The National Weather Service in Memphis just released tomorrow and Wednesday will be the hottest prolonged heat wave. Heat continues. Try and stay cool and hydrated. So we're going to take a look. Timms Ford, you're about to get a pretty heavy downdraft here. Looks like a lot of the lightning has dissipated as it heads into your and the wind speeds have dropped. Actually, we're getting some elevated spikes of wind here away from the storm near Estill Springs. I'm on that. Yeah, baby. Whew. Quick. Top cam is Estill Springs. Lightning signatures coming in on that one. Southern Tullahoma near Johnstown, right along south of Jackson. It's going to pass its way. That's actually heading more towards making that kind of movement right there. These storms heading into Winchester, Estill Springs, Deckard area. Even on into Bruner Crossing, Greenhall, Cowan. And you can actually see these, like we kind of called a little bit earlier, these storms joining up with each other, creating a little bit more of a line of cells heading. The good thing is, looks like they're actually dissipating at the moment. Lynchburg, you got some more rain coming. Drop me a chat. Let me know where you're at. We'll take a look at what you got in the forecast for the rest of the night. Taking a look at our area. The only storm I'm really seeing is this storm that's heading into Winchester and Belvedere, Estill Springs area. At the moment, we have 4 alerts for the state of Tennessee. Extreme heat warning for most of the state. Heat advisories for more Lincoln. Bunch of heat. The good news here, looks like our cap is coming back. We do have quite high humidity, 94% humidity. Dew point is still pretty high in the mid 70s. It looks like the pressure in our atmosphere is rising as well, which is a good thing. Cap is coming back. Again, that storm that moved through had gusts of up to 35 miles per hour. Had a 22 sustained straight line winds with that. And that was a storm that moved through at, let's see, 55 when that was measured. So right at about 7 o'clock, which is when that moved through. I'm going to slow down that radar a little bit. That's a little bit. Come on. Really good shots of Estill Springs. Very top of the screen. Storm rolls in. And we have a shot of Columbia as that storm rolls in from Centerville into Columbia. Don't think our atmosphere is going to support much more storm systems. I think the previous storm that moved through the area kind of put a cap on us as far as instability in developing storms go. So that is good news. Give the channel a follow, give us a notification, or hit the notification icon so we can keep you up to date when severe weather happens. Well, we do actually see. I'll show you this real quick. Same screen. We'll keep watching. This is from satellite. This is the Goes East satellite. And look at weather from space. Man, you can see the tops of these. Those are absolutely a pretty bad storms over there. But even though we don't see on our radar storms here, we do see the buildup of clouds in our atmosphere that could drop some storms on them. That's what we're looking at as far as the Goes East satellite. You can see on blue band and red band. Well, you can't see much on that. Look at the shortwave. We do see still a lot of moisture in our atmosphere. Be capable of producing some storms or showers. There's the cloud top phase. Right there. if we put the satellite in motion, more accurate view of what's happening. And you have to look at all the data before you speak. I'll learn. That is a cool view, huh? So now we see what's developing here start expanding and going more in this direction, and we see what's happening here heading into more of an area, spreading out like this. And we do have a growing convection system happening here. That's a cool shot. Be awesome. Anyways, Winchester, I believe you might be the next to see this storm. We're actually going to try and pull you up on camera. There you are. Now we can see Winchester up above, kind of struggling to keep up. One quick second, y'all. All right. Oh, Winchester. Come on, y'all. Camera can't handle a storm. There we go. Back online. Looks like Estill Springs might still see something here in just a second. All right. We put Estill Springs back up there. That Winchester canvas have a little bit issue. At this point, it looks like things are dying down significantly. And that is a good thing. This is so. Let's try. There we go. Looks a lot better. So, oh. There we go. Good. All right. Things dying off. I think we should be good the rest of the night, y'all. And tomorrow, midday into the early evening hours, maybe even later evening hours, see some storms popping up our way. To Rowdy, we'll keep you informed. Otherwise, appreciate you joining me. And sure, once again, you give the channel a follow, hit the notification icon. Updated, your weather happens, and we will see you